I have been playing Action Hero, and if you guys have played Superhot, it's very similar to that in the sense that when you move, time moves with you, and honestly, I'm having a fantastic time with the game. Now, where this game differs from Superhot and others that have tried to kind of cash in on these kinds of mechanics, it's just kind of the gusto and the creativity behind it. In this game, you are an action hero. You're a stuntman. And so the commentary that you get before, during, and after one of these sessions is ready, set, action. And then when you fail, it's no, cut, try again. And so that's the staging for this game. You're going to find yourself in these different scenes, different scenarios, and it opens up in something like The Lost World, Indiana Jones-ish. Even in the opening scene, you have this scenario where there are these guys trying to kill you, and boom, there's an explosion against the wall, the rock cracks, and out from it comes this enormous granite ball that goes rolling down the stairs. And it's fitting that it feels Indiana Jones because it harkens to Jurassic Park, another Spielberg masterpiece. And so in this game, you have got machine guns, Tommy guns, pistols, revolvers. You've got hammers, wrenches, rocket launchers, people on motorcycles, and raptors. Now, there's more to the game than this. It expands, but this is what you can expect initially. And it honestly makes for a very cool, if not kind of bizarre set of circumstances to where there's a door in front of you, doors on your left and right. And if you're playing for the first time, you don't know which door is going to open, and you don't know what's behind those doors. So the second you move, the game starts, and a door opens, and there's a guy with a shotgun. He's already fired. Those bullets are like 2 feet from your face. Duck out of the way. Then this door opens, and there's 2 more guys. And then this door opens, and there's raptors flying through the air. And I say that to say that it's very cool. It's very fun. It's very busy. I'm having a great time with it. In a lot of these scenes, you'll have helicopters and zeppelins and explosions in the periphery of a scene. From those explosions, you've got barrels of explosives coming down at you. And so you might have a scenario where there's a train car spiraling towards you. Duck, get out of the way. There's a guy over here on a motorcycle firing a machine gun at you. Someone's throwing a wrench at your head. There's a boss that's got laser beams trying to cut you in half. And all the meanwhile, you've got these barrels hurling down at you from the sky. And if they land at your feet, it's over. If you get hit with a laser, it's over. If you get shot, it's over. 50 different things that you have to take into account. And so you gotta duck and get out of the way of the train car.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
And if you're unarmed, you gotta wait for this guy on the motorcycle to get close enough while dodging those bullets to take his gun, shoot him, shoot the other guys, and then expertly shoot the barrels out of the air, preventing them from exploding on your person.
Any other questions?
And you can imagine that that's a lot of fun. Wildly, incredibly stressful and annoying and frustrating. And I hate it so much. Like, if you have a level, and within that level there are 4 scenes, each of those scenes can be done in 15 seconds. If you do it right, you could be done with the whole level in a minute. But that's not gonna happen. It's impossible. Not if you've never played it before. Doesn't matter how good you are at VR. Doesn't matter. You're screwed because you have no idea what's around the next corner. If I'm in a room with lasers, I can look, okay, 4 lasers, they're coming at me. I think I'll stand here. But then they come down on top. And so you might look up and say, okay, I'm going to stand here. But then there's lasers coming from like behind you. There's no way to know what you're doing until you've died 50 times. I challenge you. It can't be done. Nobody can do it. It's impossible. And so it's the scenario where you have to die 50 times. You have to get so aggravated and frustrated with the game, with yourself, because you just can't do it. And in the process of beating yourself up, you just get so good, so quick. You're so done with it that you know, take the gun, shoot this guy, duck, left. And it's this whole thing where it becomes very John Wickish. You know it so well after 45 minutes of just trying to get through a level. And it makes for a frustrating, brilliant, cinematic, fantastical game. I like it a lot, and I like how much I hate it. I was sweating my ass off, but I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't. Now, I'm going to pause here real quick just to say I appreciate you. I'm glad you guys are here. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and like this video. It helps with the algorithm, and it just really helps out my channel. On top of that, I've recently re-enabled memberships across YouTube and Patreon. Over at Patreon, you've got early access to videos, access to the mailbag, so you can ask questions via a recording, and then it may get featured here on the channel. You'll also have special access to members-only videos, such as interviews with developers. And we're going to be implementing a voting system over there, so that if you want me to talk about a certain game that you want to see reviewed, you get a say in what this video is. And lastly, down below in the description, you'll find a link to this game that will get you 20% off until the end of 2024. After that, it's only 10%, so get it while it's hot. And that's it. Back to the show. Now what happens is if someone has a gun and they're shooting at you, then if you shoot them or hit them with a wrench, then the process of doing that will always send their weapon kind of flying through the air in your direction. You take it out of the air and now it's your weapon. And that usually happens, provided they're close enough. A lot of the time you don't start with a weapon, so you have to kind of maneuver and dodge and wait for him to get close enough to where you can take it from him and then progress with the level. A or X. If you just hold that, time will progress at a near normal speed. While it complicates things, because things are moving quickly, you yourself can move quickly through time. And that's an appreciated aspect of the game. On top of that, something I really like, if you screw up enough in this game, if you're doing so poorly that the director's threatening to fire you because you just can't get it right, they'll give you a golden gun, which is just this revolver that has infinite ammo. It's pretty hard to screw up with when you have that, but it's not impossible to screw up. So that's another aspect of the game that just kind of aids you and moves things along. I think what little voice acting there is very well done. I think that the Raptors are very well done. And all of these guys, anything that you're fighting, they have these ragdoll physics to where, you know, if you punch him, if you throw something at him, then they react accordingly. They'll get stuck in the elevator doors, and it's all a little bit janky, but it's fun to watch. And I don't know, I don't have a lot to say, except to say that it's a cool game, and I like how it's done, and I like how difficult it is. It's not holding your hand. Now, I do feel like the game's asking a lot of the MetaQuest 3 and 3S. I do notice that the resolution seems a bit bogged down. I haven't tried this yet with the Quest Games Optimizer, but I expect it would benefit from it. If you've tried it, or you're going to try it, let me know down below. It's both kind of a blessing and a curse that in this game, you could throw anything, a coffee mug, a wrench. You could just touch somebody, and the very act of touching them renders them incapacitated, which is great. I mean, it helps the game progress along, but it does kind of take away from the flow of things, knowing that if you just hit someone with a wrench, that kind of sends them into this, what are you gonna do? Nothing. But now I'm just looking for things to complain about. I really do like this game. I really am enjoying it. It's exhausting. It's frustrating. It's basically Groundhog's Day. And if you're looking for a game where you fight velociraptors and dodge bullets and all manner of crazy, then I think you'll like this game too. Kind of all I got. It's not a huge video. In a previous live stream, I mentioned that I'm giving away a MetaQuest 3S, and you can go back and watch that video if you'd like, though it does run an hour and a half. But the bulk of it is this. A couple episodes back, I talked about the Scaniverse, and in that video, I shared a scan of a desert tree, kind of a vague reference to where it is. And here's how it works. The first person to scan that tree and upload it as a splat to the map alongside mine is going to get a MetaQuest 3S. But that means you got to be out there on the road. It means that, like, you have to have a reason to be traveling the country. And so it's this physical thing. If you find yourself on the road, and you'll need to go back and watch that video if you want those kinds of vague instructions, find it, upload that splat. And if you do, hit me up on Discord or Patreon. Let me know, send a link, and it's yours. Simple, but not simple. Again, thank you for your support. Please subscribe, like this video, means a lot, helps the algorithm. Check out Patreon if you can. If you dig this game and you want 20% off, you'll find a link down below, valid until the end of this year, and after that, 10% off. I'll be at CES in January, so if you're there, say hi, and Godspeed.